Hey, 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 hey! What's going on, America? My name is Michael Tomlinson. I am an Americanteer. Yes, I am. Today is October the 4th, 2022. There's just so much going on out there in America that I don't even know where to go to and begin with. But let's start with some. I'm still going to stick with the basics of helping Americans pave their own path. I mean, I don't care about the gloom and the doom um, and all the reports I've been hearing from various people of how we can't trust the banks or trust the system. And these are things I've been saying for a long time anyways. It's just like I think a lot of people are just getting smacked, with the fact that we are, that we are rendered powerless. That the people, are um, are being taken advantage of by the people we put in power. So we've been stripped of a lot of power. And that's too bad. And I'm not going to go with this whole gloom and I'm not going to continue with what other people are saying because this is the real deal, okay? And this is where people need to be helped. I don't care what's going on. These are some simple steps that you need to take if you are in a working poor situation or you have very little money but you want to move forward. You want to move forward, okay? You're willing to take steps and take action to move forward, right? So it's got to, first of all, just you got to make that decision and commit to it. It's not a small decision. Just say, I want to move forward financially. And I want to work with the people from ground zero. I'm going to say that you have no checking account, maybe no savings account, no banking kind of system, um, and but you want to get things going. You want to really be involved. You want to slowly pull your life together with what little money you're making, and know that you're making a difference in your life. That's why it's important that we talk about this, and so, the baby steps, and these are the steps I had to take myself too. I mean, I'm no stranger to being a below ground zero, nobody, no credit, no nothing, and walking into a bank with, a little over $100, wanting to start a checking account. Uh, and I have little, like, when I do that kind of stuff with corporate people or whatever, I always have a little anxiety because I always think that, something's going to go wrong. It's going to go bad. It's not going to happen the way I planned it to happen, which would just be such a drag because I'm making such an effort to move my life forward. So the basics is to establish, that checking account, and then go into a savings account after that, and to maintain that $100 average as much as you can. When you do this, think of it like I need to do this for like the next year, so it's not really $100 I can just spend and take in and put out. It's just $100 that's kind of just sitting there. So if I have to, when I pay for something, and you'll get a debit card soon, that you could maybe make a $20 purchase or pay for a $60 phone bill maybe, and then reimburse your bank account with the $60 cash or whatever it may be, and start to really manage your money in small ways, just small little steps, and you can move forward and start to manage things. And I'm telling you this because that's what I had to do myself. So these were, weekly, daily decisions I had to make, I wasn't making much money at all, so I was, it was kind of scary too because I didn't want to mess things up. Like there I go, messing things up again, and so I didn't want to. It was very personal, and that I stay committed. And I hope it is for you too, because it will work out in the future in the best for you. And I'm talking about little baby steps. I'm not saying you're going to receive money and all of a sudden your life gets started. No, you have to earn your own money. You have to put your money into that checking account and work your way into a savings account. Once you maintain that $100 for maybe a good 3, 6 months, and you can do this. And I know with some people with money, they think what are you talking about, Michael? That is so simple. And I'm telling you right now, for a lot of Americans out there, it is a task. We're living day by day, from, buying food at the grocery store and cooking it and eating it that same evening. There's no such thing as thinking ahead. And I know a lot of people that have the luxury of finances that say that they're not living in the same shoes as other people that are struggling. Those are the Americans I'm talking about. Because if you're not struggling now and you may be struggling later, you can still use the same tips to start to improve your financial stability for the future. Okay? So take what I'm saying, like, seriously. Take notes if you want to, because these steps will help you establish what to do next. And that's Americanteer way. What to do next. What do we do? How do we do it? And I'm letting you know this is what we do. This is how you do it. Especially the very beginning baby steps. The reason I'm talking to people like it, because I feel for you. I have been there. So we get the checking account going for a good 6 months. Start a savings account on the side, and if you can start it with the very minimal, whatever it takes. If it's $5 just to start the savings account, do it. Just put in the $5 and run with it, and keep putting in $5. That's the secret, And at the time I was, you could walk into banks post pandemic and make your deposits and all that kind of stuff. And I thought it was fun because I would go to my neighborhood bank is where I banked. So I just walk in there with $5, $5 bill, and throw it on the counter with my savings account information, saying, "Yeah, I want to deposit 5 big ones, into my account, man." Moving, thinking big, moving forward. And it would just, and then my balance would be on like $35. So I'm jumping to $40. But I was so happy to do that. And I had so much fun while I was doing it too. It wasn't like a drag. And I was able, and I had the time on my hands to go to a bank and walk into a bank, which I do recommend for your financial future, especially in the baby step area. If you can actually physically walk into the closest bank to your house and make your deposits or do some transactions on a regular basis, you'll get to know the people working there, and they'll get familiar with you too. And that's very important, because there's going to come a time where that $5, a week or a month, whatever you put in there, however long it takes, you get around the $300 mark, and you're maintaining your checking account too. Say it jumped up to 125 or 150 now, or and that's what you're doing with a checking account. And your savings account's like $300. And it may take over a year. I mean, it's going to take a while sometimes for people to do that. It took me a while. And show the bank, by that time, I think maybe a year had gone by, but I at least proved to the bank I'm moving up from ground zero to -1. I am no longer an unknown entity. I have proven myself. I've earned my status for a different level. And that's why I say it's good to know the bankers, because that's when you have to go in and make an appointment with someone to apply for some kind of, to talk about your finances. And what you're looking for is to take your $300 in savings and apply that toward a, a credit card, a secured credit card, which they take your $300 and they use that as security and give you a credit card. So now you have a debit card for your checking account and you have a secure credit card for $300. The trick with this first year and his first $300 is you'll learn to see your banker. I went to my banker and sat down with her and had her break it down to me, and I had to let her know, like, I'm trying, to move forward financially, and you be real with them. Say, this is where I'm at and this is where I'm going. Also let them know that I don't really trust corporate institutions like them anyways, but here I am doing my thing because it's a part of the system, and I need to build my future with credit too. Um, so that's why it's good to walk in, make deposits, because the teller working in front of you could be the manager or assistant manager you'll be working with 3 months later to establish something, and they'll be familiar with you. At least you won't be such a stranger. You have exchanged a little bit of hellos and goodbyes and smiles. Your $5 deposits. You're showing that you can do it, man. And I did that too. I did that. I'm not embarrassed to even say that. I was so proud and happy to do that. I really had too much of a good time, with myself and doing that. That's what I suggest you do too. Is don't get bummed out. Get excited, because this is good stuff, and it's going to take a year, 2 years, 3 years, but that's what building credit's about. It's not just going to happen overnight. You're not just going to just instantly receive, great credit without earning it. So you have your $300 secured credit card, and most people, everyone around you is going to say, okay, man, this is what you do. You pay off, you use it, and then you pay off you pay it off the following month. You pay it in full, and you use it again. You pay it in full, and don't pay any interest at all. Just pay it full and be committed to that. If you talk to the banker, however, they will tell you when you're first getting set up for that first year, is just all you have to do is use it, yes, but just make the minimal payment. So you have $100 on your credit card, and they say, well, you can pay the $100, or they ask for $27 as a payment. You can make a $27 payment, and just pay it off that way. Make the minimal payment that they're asking you to make, although you are paying the interest. But that's the price we have to pay to earn to start to level up our status. It's not only the bank has to see that you're able to pay it, but they want to know that you're able to make these minimal payments too. Because if you can pay it instantly so fast, then maybe you don't need a credit card. They're going to think, like, maybe you have cash, and so don't, why would you want a credit card? So, just show that you can pay on time, minimal payment for that first year. Okay, that is critical. I know people are going to say that's not cool. Don't do that. and I'm sitting there as Americanteer. That's what I did. Okay, and that's what worked best for me. You can do whatever you want to do, uh, but I followed the banker's advice in doing that for the first year, and and after that, we talked and met up with her again. We talked, and so we decided to go ahead and apply for a credit card. You know, just um, and I got approved for a $300 credit card, and they were reimbursing me the $300 for the secure credit card. So I was just, just went from a secure $300 limit credit card to a regular credit card, and that money is right back. That $300 is right back in my savings, where I keep. I've been adding $5 throughout that 1 year too, and so that is a significant step. Now you have your first credit card. Start building credit. Now that's a point. Now that's a like after that, I would use it and then pay it off the next month. I didn't want to pay any interest, so I just would kind of flip sides to what I was doing that first year with paying the interest to no paying no interest at all. So I just monitored my money management, and I'd use that credit card to make a $25 purchase, and then when I get the bill, I just pay the $25 in full. I wouldn't, make a payment or the $100 in full or anything like that. I still do pay it in full, but it's all money management. It's not like I just use the card whenever I need something. It's it's a controlled thinking. It's a mindset of understanding your money, understanding your pennies, your nickels, your dimes, your quarters, your dollar bills. And if you've been saving it and you've been working hard on your credit, it's going to really make you think twice of how you spend and how you want to spend or don't want to spend your money. You're not required to spend your money. So that is the first set of baby steps. There's more to add to that, and we'll get into that in the future. And there's also stuff we can talk about with people that are already established, that have money. They just don't know what to do with it. You have way too much money in savings, and you're not really diversifying your accounts, and so you have too much trust in the bank. Because if something does go wrong, and you have all your eggs in one basket, you could be caught in a really bad conundrum, and I would hate for that to happen to you. And for the working, I just call us working poor. I mean, you don't have a lot of money, and we work a lot. So, and keep up the good work, man. Hang in there. Do that. $5, just a week if you can. $5, and that's just like skipping. If you go out and buy lunch every day for 5 days a week, all you have to do is pack one lunch, and you have your $5, and deposit that as soon as you can. Get your butt to the bank, throw it on the counter, and say, I want to deposit 5 big ones into my account, man. That's right. I'm moving forward. I'm dreaming big. I'm going places, and this is the baby steps. These are the steps I'm going to take to make it all happen. It's not just life isn't going to magically happen for us hardworking individuals. We really got to work on that too. And no one really taught us how to do that. And that's why I'm talking about it, to help get your mindset to the money management, the financial system, and your own personal assessment to move forward. So we still got a lot to talk about. Let's talk about like how to save the first $1,000. That's a big deal and it was a big deal for me too. And it took me, I don't know how long. I mean, I do know how long. I'm just not going to share that right now. But and then as time moves on, you just kind of move forward and be aware of where you're at and what you're doing. But thank you for your time. I hope that helps. Peace, love. Have a great day, and we'll talk later, okay? Bye.